live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And welcome to the show this 22nd day of July 2020, when real baseball, or what they play for baseball, on quiet stadiums with piped-in noise, begins tomorrow. And congratulations to the city of Pittsburgh for getting the Toronto Blue Jays for 2020. Please take care of them and Vlad Guerrero Jr. And it'll be the first time ever that the Toronto Blue Jays will play a home game on Mother Earth. They have played for, 45 seasons or whatever, and they have played on either AstroTurf or Field Turf, but never a home game, a regularly scheduled home game on grass until now. So good for them. Anyway, today's ball game, it's a big one from August 22nd, 1978. The first of a set between the New York Yankees and the California Angels. Both teams are chasing. In the Angels' case, it's the Rangers and the Royals. In the Yankees' case, it's the Orioles and the Brewers, opening up this big set at Disneyland in Anaheim on a beautiful night. Chamber of Commerce weather, 82 degrees, and the wind is blowing from 14 from right to left. Frank Tanana is looking for win number 13 for California, and Catfish Hunter is on the mound for the Yankees. Reggie Jackson, by the way, is sitting on a 10-game hitting streak. So that's what we got for you today on the lunch hour special. And remember, next Wednesday, we start going to night games for the Wednesday stream. That would be 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. All right, it's the Angels and the Yankees next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Tonight, from Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim, California, it is the American League West third-place team, the California Angels, and the third-place team in the American League East, the New York Yankees. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, or at DigitalDice.com. And so, Frank Tanana, how you doing, Steve? Night conflicts with MLB Real Baseball. Well, at some point, they were actually going to play some sports. But, look, the pace of real baseball is so slow, we could play a triple header by the time it takes him to play a full game. Frank Tanana is making his 26th start of the year. He's got 7 more after this. The lefty is 12-8. with an ERA of 3.84. Fastball pitcher at 88. And a fly ball plus pitcher. He has faced the Yankees once, 7 in the third innings, 6 hits, 3 runs all earned. He has walked 3 and struck out 12. He got the win and has a 3.68 ERA. His last time out was against the Red Sox a week ago. 9 innings and a loss, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 5. Besides, you can always mute Tom Brenneman and listen to me. Just the Wednesday will be the day, will be the nighttime one. 197 innings for Frank, 190 hits, 90 runs, 84 earned, 22 home runs, which is why he did not pitch well in Boston. 60 walks and 139 strikeouts. Here's the lineup he'll face. Mickey Rivers leads off in center field. Willie Randolph will bat second and play second. Thurman Munson behind the plate will catch. Lou Piniella, the DH, cleans up. Chris Chambliss at first will bat fifth. Craig Nettles will play third and bat sixth. Reggie Jackson is in right field. He'll go seventh. Roy White in left field bats eighth, and Bucky Dent plays short and will go ninth. Yeah, just the Wednesday streams will go into prime time. The rest of them will be lunch. Here's the defense for the Angels. Kenny Landreau, a 3 and a 7 in left. Rick Miller, a 10 and a 7 in center. And Lyman Bostock is a 7 and a 6 in right. By the way, We have now caught up. So YouTube is really, again, next day if you miss these live streams. Carney Lansford is a 6 at third. Anderson a 5 at short. Dave Chalk a 3 at second. Joe Rudy a 4 at first. And Brian Downing a 6 and a 5 behind the plate. Frank Tanana an 8 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Mickey Rivers at 303, 5 homers, and 31 RBI. Tanana deals, and Rivers laces that one into right center for a base hit. And so that's how this one starts. Brings up Randolph, 283, 2 homers, and 28 RBI. Throw to first, Rivers back. Pitch to Randolph. There goes Rivers. It's a hit and run, and it's a base hit in the left center field. Rivers will go to third, and the Yankees have runners on the corners and nobody out. For Thurman Munson at 273, 4 homers and 59 RBI. Yes, they're not changing the blackout rules this year. They should, but they're not. So whatever was blacked out last year is going to be blacked out again this year. So Randolph on first. Rivers on third. And of course, no blackouts here, no matter where you are. Pitch to Munson is a ground ball to Tanana. Goes to second for 1 over to Rudy. Munson beat it out. And Rivers will score. So they go for the 1-4 fielder's choice. Rivers scores. And Munson's on base. So 1 out for Piniella. 8-game hitting streak. 291. 2 homers and 45 RBI. Tanana's pitch. There's a base hit. Right center field. Piniella is into second standing. Never mind he dove in. He's in standing. And Munson's on third. So Tanana not pitching very well out of the gate, is he? Chambliss, 276, 9 homers and 78 RBI. Tanana's pitch. Popped up right side. Rudy foul over the dugout. And our buddy from San Pedro makes that catch. And the count is full. From the stretch, ball 4. So Tanana's kind of suffering the same fate that Randy Lurch did yesterday. Can't retire anybody. Here's Nettles at 323, 22 homers and 81 RBI. Here's the pitch to the lefty. Struck him out. He got him on an 0-2, a late called strike 3. So 2 out for Reggie Jackson. Reggie at 293, 19 homers and 66 RBI. Bases loaded, 2 out, 1-0 Yankees, top the first. And there's a base hit right center field. Munson will score. Piniella will hold. No, Pinella's going to round third and try to score. Bostic tries for the plate. Downing, no. So it's 3-0 on the 2-run single by Reggie. And the straw that stirs the drink has dumped a couple of packets of Sweet and Low into that one. Here's Roy White, 269, 4 homers, and 25 RBI. Tanana's pitch, White in the left. But Landro's there, and that will retire the side. A big inning for the Yankees. 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. They leave 2 on. After half an inning, New York 3. Here come the Angels. And so Catfish Hunter is 4-4 with a save. He's making his 13th start. He's got 7 left. An ERA of 4.29, a fly ball plus pitcher. And as an old member of the Athletics, quite familiar with pitching here in Anaheim. He has not faced the Angels this year. First time doing that. His last start was against his old mates, the A's. 9 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. Or 4 all earned. He walked 3 and didn't strike out anybody. 92 in the 3rd inning, 75 hits, 16 homers, 45 runs, 44 earned, 19 walks, and 41 strikeouts. And this will be the lineup the Hunter will face. Landreau is in left. Kenny will lead off. Rick Miller in center will bat second. Lyman Vostok in right will go third. Don Baylor cleans up as a DH. I love it. 3 lefties and then all righties. Good plan, Jim. Joe Rudy is at first. He'll bat fifth. Carney Lansford to third will go sixth. Brian Downing behind the plate will bat seventh. Dave Chalk will go eighth, and Anderson, the shortstop, ninth, and Tanana threw 26 pitches in his half of the first inning. Jason Graham was a great guest, Appa Chatter. And what a story. Being separated from the game that you created, and then having someone send it to you 20 years later. Very, very good story. Roy White is a 7-1 in left for the Yankees. Mickey Rivers an 8-5 in center, and Reggie Jackson a 6-8 in right. Craig Dendles a 10 at third. Bucky Dent a 6 at short. Willie Randolph a 7 at second. Chris Chambliss a 10 at first. And Thurman Munson a 9-8 behind the plate. Catfish is 7 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. I miss you in the mornings for sure. And of course, you can always go to digitaldice.com to find what we've done. So, or subscribe to us on iTunes. Landreau at 230, 2 homers, and 18 RBI. Pitch from Hunter is a fly ball to right. Jackson is there, 1 out. Here's Miller at 280, 1 homer, and 20 RBI. Struck him out. 2-2. Got him looking. And it's 2 out for Bostock. Lyman's down to the last month of, unfortunately, his life. He's at 306, no homers, and 57 RBI. Catfish deals up the middle, Dent by the bag at second, over to Chambliss, and Bostock beat it out. So Lyman with some good speed there. First hit for the Angels. And now I'll bring up Don Baylor at 241, 25 homers, and 82 RBI. Throw to first, Bostock back. Get back, Don. You can't steal first base. So no pitch to the plate. Yeah, his passion for the game really did come through, Steve, didn't it? And it was a wonderful way to start year 2. Got another interview and a couple of more interviews in the works. Pitch to Baylor is a fly ball to left. White has it to retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. Angels strand a runner. We go to the second. Yankees 3, Angels nothing. So Dent, Rivers, and Randolph to face Tanana here to start the second. Bucky at 231, 3 homers and 22 RBI. And there's a base hit right center field. Bostock got a late jump. Dent's going to be in the second standing. And that's not what Tanana needed after a rotten first. Brings up Mickey Rivers, who singled and scored his first time up. 9 batters deep for Frank, 1 inning plus, 5 hits, 27 pitches. That's the good news. A walk and a strikeout. Pitch to Rivers is a line drive base hit up the middle. Dent will hold it third. And again, there's nobody out, and the Yankees have their 6th hit. Brings up Willie Randolph, who singled his first time up. Tanana's got a whip in this game of 7. Even Devo thinks that's bad. Pitch to Randolph is a base hit right center field. Dent will score. Rivers will hold at second. And it's 4-0 New York. And that'll bring up Munson, who was reached on the fielder's choice, scored and drove in his 60th of the year. Tanana fires, and there's a base hit left center field. Rivers will score. Munson's going to go into second, and that'll do it for Tanana. So 5 runs in 1 inning. He's got an ERA in this game of 45. And he's responsible for 2 more runners. In comes Ken Brett. He is done starting on the year. He made his 10 starts. He is 3-6 with a 4.88 ERA. So in 79 and a third innings, he's allowed 82 hits. He has not faced the Yankees. He leaves that to his brother, by George. His last pitch was on August 13th. He went an inning and a third against the Mariners. He drew a hit and struck out a batter. So overall, he's allowed 13 homers, 50 runs, 43 earned. He's walked 31 and struck out 34. Fly ball plus pitcher, and that fastball tops out at 88. So runners on second and third for the Yankees. Nobody out for Piniella, who doubled and scored his first time up. Pitch from Brett is into right center. Miller rides the Schwinn, makes the catch. Randolph will tag. Miller will throw home. Downing, no sir. 6-0. So Munson will hold at second. 1 out for Chambliss, who walked his first time up. Brett delivers. Got him. Check swing, strike 3 on an 0-2 curve, and there's 2 out. So the Angels, like Hines, are going to play catch-up. Here's Craig Nettles. He struck out his first time up. A short night for Mr. Tanana. An inning plus. Nettles, ground ball to Chalk. That plays him, and Munson goes to third. So Chalk booted it with a shoe, E4, and there's 2 out for Reggie, who had a 2-run single his first time up. Reggie now has 68 RBI. Pitch from Brett. Jackson line drive to Anderson, and that will retire the side. But the Yankees put another 3 spot on the board. 4 hits in 1 error. We go to the bottom of the second. The Yankees 6, the Angels nothing. So Joe Rudi, Carney Lansford, and Brian Downing to face Hunter here in the second. Rudi at 282, 18 homers and 76 RBI. Pitch to Joe, struck him out, and Catfish is hurt. So Bob Lemon and Munson run to the mound along with the trainer Gene Monahan. And I think what it was he popped a blister. They got a towel wrapped around that finger, and I see a little bit of red there. So Catfish says, I'm good, and he'll stay in the ball game. 1 out for Lansford. 315, 4 homers, and 37 RBI. And there's a fly ball left center field. Rivers makes the catch. 2 out. Here's Brian Downing at 267. 5 homers and 40 RBI. And Downing grounds out one to Chambliss. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. Angels go in order. We go to the third. 6-0 New York. So, let's take a look at the standings as we play this 22nd day of August. The Royals have a 1-game lead over the Rangers and a 4-game lead over California. So California's lost 2 straight, and their elimination number is 35. In the East, the Yankees are 69 and 53, 3 games behind the Brewers and a game and a half behind Baltimore. The Red Sox are still struggling at 500. In the National League, the Dodgers by 5 now over San Diego and Cincinnati. The Dodgers have lost 3 straight. And the Phillies have a 2.5 game lead over Pittsburgh. Dodgers' magic number is 33. And that's the biggest magic number or the smallest magic number in baseball. So here's White, Dent, and Rivers to face Brett here in the third. White 0 for 1. Brett's pitch popped up left side Lansford by the Yankee dugout, and that will just kind of bounce in there. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Brett's pitch, line drive to Lansford, 1 out. So the Angels could have Brett eat 3 or 4 innings here. That's what they would appreciate. Here's Dent. Bucky doubled and scored his first time up. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors for New York. They've left 4 on. The Angels, no runs, a hit, and an error, and they've left 1 on. Pitch to Dent is a fly ball to right. Bostock is there, makes the catch, 2 out. Here's Rivers. Mickey has singled twice and scored twice. Now his 67 runs on the year. It's a ground ball to Anderson at short, over to Rudy. Better hurry, and Rivers beat it out. So an infield hit. That's a 9th for the Yankees, and Rivers goes to 3 for 3. Randolph is 2 for 2. He has singled twice, scored, and drove in a run. Pitch, ground ball to Anderson, thrips it over to Chuck, and it's 6-4 on the card. So the Yankees finally don't score. They do leave a runner on. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the Yankees 6, the Angels nothing. Hopefully Lorenzo's doing okay. Of course, he's got some health issues, and his brother had some health issues, and so it's not like Lorenzo to miss 2 days in a row. Or 3 days in a row. I haven't seen him this week. Here's Chalk. How you doing, Todd B? How about a recap? Yankees got 3 in the first and 3 in the second to chase Frank Tanana. Rivers is 3 for 3, Randolph 2 for 3, and Munson had a 2-run single. George Hendrick, by the way, Todd, is 10th in the majors in hitting. Chalk is not. Dave at 260, no homers, and 26 RBI. Pitch to Chalk is a ground ball to Nettles across the way to Chambliss. Chalk can run, and he is out by an eyelash. They got him on the bang banger. And that'll bring up Jim Anderson at 143 and 5 RBI. The pitch, and there's a fly ball left center field. Rivers is there for the out. Never said he was lazy batting, just everything else. Here's Landreau. He's 0 for 1. So Hunter threw 9 batters, 2 2/3 innings, 35 pitches, a hit and 2 strikeouts. Pitch to Landreau. Line drive, base hit, left center field. Kenny's going for 3. The throw to Nettles. No, sir. So Landreau with a head-first slide, and the Angels finally got a runner in scoring position. That brings up Miller, who struck out. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Hunter is popped up. Munson will make the catch in foul territory, and the Angels leave him on. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. After 3, 6-0 New York. Tanana could definitely throw it by you in 78, but the Yankees put 6 runs on him in an inning plus. And so Ken Brett starts his 3rd inning out of the pen. Munson 1 for 2, 2-run double, and a run scored. Brett, base hit, right field. Bostock will throw it back in, and so Thurm is 2 for 3. 10th hit for the Yankees here as we play the 4th. Lefties, it's a neutral park today. 0 batting average, plus or minus. Righties is plus 6 to the good for the hitters. Lefties, plus 16 for the home run. And righties, minus 11 out to that scoreboard you don't see in the left. And the wind is blowing at 14 from right to left as it is 80 degrees. Piniella doubled and hit a sac fly in the 2nd. Pitch from Brett is a fly ball to left. Landreau goes back. That's off the wall. Munson around 3rd. Landreau's going to try and throw. Here comes the play at the plate. Anderson's throw. No, sir. And it's 7-0 New York. That'll help with the old run differential for sure. Chambliss is 0 for 1. He has walked and struck out. Pitch to Chris is a fly ball to right. Bostock will have it go foul. And somebody from Cucamonga made that catch. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Fly ball to right. Bostock makes the catch in the corner for the out. Piniella goes to 3rd. And there's 1 away for Nettles, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So Brett, in relief, finally gives up a run. And that's ball 4. So Brett lost him. On the full count, low and way inside. And it brings up Jackson, 1 for 2. 2-run single. Pitch to Reggie. Ball 4. Yep, Action PC is running another sale on the game packages because baseball season does begin tomorrow, or today if you're watching on YouTube, and the historical disc, which tells me that didn't sell very well. Just putting it out there. Roy White is 0 for 2. Runners on 1st and 2nd, 1 out. And there's a fly ball to the left that's gone. So White touches them all on a grand slam. Boy, did I miscall that one. So it's 11-0 New York. Watch it again. Pitch to White, deep to left. Grand slam. Ho ho, baby. There. Copy that as you will. So Brett is giving up a 5 spot here in the 4th. And the Yankees have taken the Angels down to Hollywood Park. Here's Dan. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. I didn't realize the bases were loaded. That's why I did it again. Here's the pitch to Dent. Fly ball, right center field. Miller is there, and there's 2 out. Brings up Mickey Rivers. Ken Brett through 2 2/3 innings, 56 pitches, 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Walked 2 and struck out 1. Yep, this is your grandmother without her makeup ugly. Mickey is 3 for 3. He has singled 3 times and scored twice. And he hits a ground ball to Chalk, who throws it over to Rudy. And that will retire the side. The Yankees put 5 on the board with 3 hits and no errors. After 3.5, it's the Yankees 11. This will help with their run differential. California, nothing. Well, if Catfish Hunter can't pick up his 5th win, I don't know what to tell you. Bostock singled his first time up. One of the 2 Angel hits. and make it the third Angel hit as he punches that one into right. For Don Baylor, who's 0 for 1. So with the season beginning tomorrow, what are you guys looking forward to, if anything? Pitch to Baylor. There's a fly ball to the left. White will go back and make the catch. 1 out. For Joe Rudy, who struck out once. 1 of 2 for Hunter. Struck him out. He got him again. Split finger, 1-2, swung on and missed, and there's 2 out. For Connie Lansford, who's 0 for 1. Appa Chatter says he just wants to see some live baseball. And there's a fly ball right center field. Rivers has it for the out. No runs, a hit, and no errors. Brett will come out to pitch the 5th because somebody has to. No runs, a hit, no errors. I think I said that. It's still 11-0 New York. So Randolph, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. He singled twice. Munson and Piniella combined, along with Mickey Rivers, they are 9 for 12. Todd B., ever the optimist in Cleveland, is looking forward to seeing Francisco Lindor in his last year with the Tribe. Pitch to Willie. Ball 4. There's Thurman Munson. He's 2 for 3. Single, double, and is driven in 2. Brett's pitch. Fly ball left field. Back goes Landro, and it's gone. It is 13-0 New York. Here it is again. Munson just crushed that one. Wow. And all Landro could do is turn and watch it go. I think it's safe to say that the chances of extra innings in this one are pretty slim. Here's Piniella. He has doubled twice, driven in 2, and scored twice. He is 2 for 2. Brett's pitch, ground ball to third, and Lansford misplays it. And Piniella is going into second. Todd B continues his happy-go-lucky posting here. By the way, Chris Chambliss is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. He predicts that Lindor will move on to the Yankees and become the next greatest shortstop this side of Derek Jeter. Meanwhile, Jeter will order his bullpen pitchers to clean the gum out from under the 5 seats that are used at Marlins Park. Pitch, Downing and Brett have a few words. Pitch from Kenny is a ground ball to Anderson. He'll get Piniella in a rundown and tag out Sweet Lou. So the 0-2 was a hard ground ball, and Piniella should have just stayed there. Chambliss safe at first, 1 out for Nettles, who's 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out and scored a run. Got him. He chased a 1-2 out of the zone, and that'll bring up Reggie Jackson, who was 1 for 2, 2 RBI, a run scored, and a walk. Well, he'll sign with the Red Sox, and hopefully, well, the Red Sox kind of have a shortstop. And Bogart's got an extension, so I don't think Xander is going anywhere. Pitch to Reggie. Into center field. Back goes Miller. He'll make the catch to retire the side. The Yankees put another 2 runs on the board. We're halfway home. It is 2 runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. It is New York 13, California nothing, and Rafael Devers wants a word with you. We'll be back in a moment. Well, this game recap is heavily slanted towards the Yankees. 3 in the first. Reggie Jackson drove in 2 on a single. Roy White hit a grand slam on the 4th, didn't realize the bases were loaded, and Thurman Munson a 2-run shot in the 5th, his 5th. And that gives the Yankees 13 runs on 13 hits and no errors. The Angels looking for tomorrow already, no runs, 3 hits and 2 errors. Frank Tanana went 1 inning plus. 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1. Catfish Hunter has a 3-hitter going through 4. And if you're an Angel fan looking for a search for tomorrow in 1978, a gentle reminder that you can watch Search for Tomorrow at 12:30 on Channel 2, KNXT Los Angeles. Here's Downing. He's 0 for 1. Hunter starts the 5th with a line drive to third. Nettles is there, 1 out. I didn't have time to put up the golf graphic today, but we have 2 streams for you tomorrow. Baseball at noon, hopefully something a bit more entertaining than this. And then the opening round of the British Open Championship at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Right here, live on Twitch on Retro Sports Network. Chalk is 0 for 1. And there's a ground ball to Chambliss. Takes it to the bag himself, and that will be the 2nd out. So Jim Anderson is 0 for 1. There are days that you do these things, and they're nail biters like this game if you have Howard Hughes' fingernails. And the chat remains unbelievably quiet. There are days where it's 2-1 in the 9th inning and the chat's almost spinning. Today's not one of those days. Ground ball to Dent on the grass over to Chambliss, and that will retire the side. So Catfish Hunter should get the win considering he's gone 5 innings. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 6th. 13-0 New York. So Al Fitzmaurice will come in to pitch. This is his 4th appearance. He's got an ERA of 8.64 and no record since coming over from the Royals. His last outing was against the Twins on the 5th. He went 1 inning, 2 hits, a run it was earned, didn't walk or strike out anybody. So 8 1/3 innings, 12 hits, a homer, 8 runs all earned. He's walked 9, goodness gracious Marie, and struck out 1. The Twins took him to school, giving up 7 over 5 2/3. Fly ball, extreme pitcher, 84 miles an hour on the fastball. He'll start with Roy White. Had a grand slam his last time up. He 1 for 3. In this new rule for extra innings, can the player they put on second be any player or just available players not already inserted at the position? My understanding is it's the last out of the last inning. Yep, Fitzmaurice was a former starter. Steve, Lorenzo's got some health issues, and they're still trying to figure out what's going on with his brother, who took that spill on Memorial Day, today being July 22nd as we do this live. And I think that's pretty much where his focus is. So hopefully he's catching these on delay, and hopefully we'll see him. The Dodgers are scheduled to be on Friday afternoon at noon, and hopefully we'll see him then. But he has not been on all week. And so, yeah, I'm worried about him too. Pitch from Fitzmaurice is popped up. Rudy into foul territory, and they move out of the way from the dugout, but he couldn't make the catch. And the count goes full to White. Pitch to Roy is a line drive to right. Bostock doesn't even have to move. 1 out. Brings up Dent. Oh, yes. Lorenzo is such a chatter normally that he draws comments on YouTube. Al is fine. Al is working on his Red Sox open world thing, and Al and I are going to do a project together that you'll hear about in a few days. But as far as I know, he's doing fine. Talked with him for several hours last week. And the nurse is still the nurse. Hello, nurse. Here's Bucky. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Pitch from Fitzmaurice is a line drive up the middle. That's a base hit. That's the 14th hit for the Yankees. Brings up Mickey Rivers, who is 3 for 4. 3 singles and 2 runs scored. So I think Al's just more we're doing projects offline. Anything. As long as you put a picture of a real person, sign up for whatever name you want. Pitch to Rivers is a base hit right field. Bostock will pick it up. Dent will go to third. And the Yankees, wow. It's getting ugly, awful. Not early anymore. Here's Randolph. He's 2 for 3. Single twice, scored twice, walked once, and drove in a run. Pitch to Randolph. There's a ground ball to Rudy, and he will take it. Well, they're going to try for 2. Anderson for 1, back to first, and Randolph should beat it out. And he does, and there's 2 out, and the score is now 14-0. Here's Munson. Thurman is 3 for 4. Needs a triple for the cycle, by the way. Can we switch over to the Indians game already in progress? Yeah, this one is, yes. Yes, you can watch the Indians beat up on the Red Sox again. Pitch to Munson. There's a liner in the left field. Landro will cut it off. Randolph will run to third. And that's the 16th hit. And so the Al Fitzmaurice experiment is going about as well as the Ken Brett experiment and the Frank Tanana experience, which has nothing to do with Jimi Hendrix. Here's Piniella. He's 2 for 3. Has doubled twice, driven in 2, and scored twice. Fitzmaurice deals. There's a ground ball to Chalk. Flips it to Anderson at the bag, and that will retire the side. 1 run on 3 hits and no errors. Goodness gracious, we've only played 5.5. It's the Yankees 14, the Angels nothing. They got a good shot at 20, I would think. So, you know, as Mark Forsberg said yesterday when it was over early, what is this? The Giants and the Rams? Yep, the Giants have 2 touchdowns on the board. Here's Landro. Hunter starting the 3rd time through the lineup. 69 pitches through 18 batters, 5 innings. 3 hits and 3 strikeouts. Landro tripled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Popped up center field. Rivers, 1 out. I'm not sure if I've ever had 20 runs in a game for one team. But the Angels have got to feel like they're on the wrong end of the seesaw, and the fat kid that with the wet farts is on top of them. There you go. Discuss that amongst yourselves. Here's Rick Miller. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch to Rick. Struck him out. That's 4 for Hunter. And that'll bring up Bostock, who was singled twice. He is 2 of the 3 Angel hits. Line drive to Dent. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 7th. It's the Yankees 14, the Angels nothing. You smell a rat or something? Really, if I'm going to put my thumb on the scale, it's to make the Yankees win? I think we got a hold of a couple of Chuck Taylors or something like that from Lorenzo's Closet. Catfish is throwing a 3-hitter. Here's Chambliss. He's 0 for 3. He has walked and struck out. Here's the pitch. Line drive, Rudy's there, 1 out. My first ever sim no-hitter, speaking of anecdotes, was from Catfish Hunter in 1978. I did a College World Series tournament using Strategic Baseball Simulator. Just took the great 8 teams, or the 18 best 8 records, and put them in there, and he no-hit the Philadelphia Phillies. And I was in my 40s. I've been playing these games in earnest for about 30 years. I've had 2, and the Yankees got both of them. Nettles 0 for 3. Fly ball to right. Bostock is there, 2 out. And now I'll bring up Reggie Jackson, who's 1 for 3. Driven in 2, walked and scored. Fitzmaurice steals, and there's a liner to right. Bostock's there, and that will retire the side. We go to the stretch. 14-0 New York. And I should say that the fart joke probably would be one of those things you would see in a Fortnite stream. No, Strategic Baseball Simulator is a freebie offering. I think made for like Windows 95 or 98. That was updated probably until about 10 years ago. And, users made seasons and schedules and all that. Don Baylor 0 for 2. Hunter deals. And there's a ground ball to Nettles over to first, and there's 1 out. And so you could pretty much do what you wanted with it. You couldn't do anything as played or like that. And Todd says the Hunter never pitched well for him in any way, shape, or form. I think it's harder to get some of those 70s pitchers right because they're pitch to contact. So they would do well within their own element. But if you were to put them into a greatest hits league, they would struggle. Rudy has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Hunter deals. Fly ball, left field. White has it for the out. So here's Lansford, who's 0 for 2. Pitch from Hunter. There's a ground ball up the middle. Dent over to Chambliss. And Hunter is clean again. Yep. We go to the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's still the Giants 14, the Rams nothing. Yeah, he gives up a lot of home runs and hits. And in a lot of eras of baseball, that's just not going to get it done. Here's White, his grand slam in the 4th. Kind of had me pull out the what do you want to talk about folder. That was his 5th homer, and he's now driven in 29 on the year. In the left center, Miller is there. Makes the catch, 1 out. Brings up Bucky Dent. 2 for 4. Single, double, and scored twice. 1 out, top the 8th. Into center field. Miller, 2 out. Appachatter says, I recommend the Nateland podcast. Okay. SSI Computer Baseball was my game of choice after Micro League faded away. I love Micro League. Then I saved money for Appa Baseball. And Buckeye Todd says he still has all of his original Appa sets. What was your first set, guys? Rivers is 4 for 5. He has singled 4 times and scored twice. Popped up right side. Bostock and Rudy, and it's Rudy, and that will retire the side. I'm supposed to beat somebody at 1:30. I'm glad this game's kind of getting over early. After 7.5, 14-0 New York. 76 for Strat and 77 for Appa. I bet that's a fun Appa set. All those home runs, my goodness. Brian Downing, Dave Chalk, and Jim Anderson to face Catfish here in the 8th. Downing 0 for 2. Pitch to Brian is a line drive to Nettles, 1 out. Chalk is 0 for 2. Catfish is probably going to be our player of the game. Lowered his ERA to under 4. It's now at 3.97. Ground ball, base hit, left side, and that's the 4th hit. So there you go. Switch it up, Ron. Jinx the pitcher, why don't you? Okay. Here's Jim Anderson. You can pinch hit for him, right? No, I really can't. Ew. Oh, yeah, I can. Bobby Grich at 286, 9 homers and 56 RBI. Original APA DOS baseball was $75. Great googly moogly. His first APA set was in '79. Someone showed me APA in college and I really wasn't thrilled with it. Found it again in my 40s, late 30s. And I'll pull it out once in a while. But my baseball games have baseball games, if you might have noticed that. Pitch to Munson and Hunter try to get on the same page. Pitch to Grich is a liner in the left. White is there. Throws to first. Chalk is back. 2 out. Landro 1 for 3 with a triple. Hunter 27 batters, 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits, and 4 strikeouts. Pitch to Landro, ball 4. Brings up Rick Miller. Yeah, that was a hell of a throw from left field. Miller is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. First card and dice game I ever bought was Championship Baseball. I think it was in 1984. They made special Topps baseball cards for it. And so you got the airbrush picture because it was not an MLB endorsed game. It was a Union game. And on the back, it was just a 2D6 game. Yep, loved it. And then I found Stratomatic in 1990. Pitch to Miller is a ground ball to Chambliss. Takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. 91 as a matter of fact. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the 9th. It's still 14-0. Never had the Cadco spinner game. I've heard about that. I've heard about all the fights you could get into playing that too. So Chalk is a 5 at short, Grich a 9 at second. The Randolph, Munson, and Piniella. Willie 2 for 4 is driven in 2, scored twice and walked. Steve's grandmother got me Baseball Digest every year, and I sent out for the brochures for Strat, APA, Status Pro. The APA brochure was absolutely the best thing I ever read, plus it came with a sample card. Was it Willie Mays? Pitch to Randolph is a line drive foul left side. An empty seat caught that. And the count goes to 2-2. Pitch to Randolph. He tried to drag bunt that. Throw to first. And Randolph's in there with a single. So Fitzmaurice, as Munson tries to dig in here, is upset. You're up 14 runs. What the heck are you trying to bunt for? That's the 3rd hit for Randolph. Yes. Sale tactics were there. Lorenzo, how you doing, buddy? We were talking about you. Pitch to Munson. There's a fly ball right center. Miller is there for the out. So the Yankees, as I said, we got a pair of stinky Chuck Taylors and they're a 14-0 lead. Piniella 2 for 4. He's doubled twice. RBIs twice. And runs scored twice. Before I forget, I told you yesterday that Dale Lonsdale fighting pneumonia and COVID in the hospital. Well, his mom died, the poor thing. And so we're thinking of Dale again. Rob with an exclamation point on YouTube is pretty much doing nightly updates. So if you're worried about Dale, that's where I suggest you go. Pitch to Piniella is a fly ball to right. Bostock is there. And Randolph will go back. Different year, Appichatter. Yeah, me too. I mean, just to be fighting for that, and then to lose your mom while you're fighting for in the hospital for yourself, that's just terrible. All right. Different every year. I think Luzinski, we're talking about the APA card from 77 or 78, and I bought it in the spring of 80. My grandparents had bought me Instant Action Baseball that used playing cards. Oh! To determine the action. No one's ever heard of that game. Some of the Windsor Greg games are playing card based. Sorry to... Yeah. Post-stent and heart procedure. Okay, good. Glad you're feeling better. Yeah, Jamie, you missed all the closeness of Grizzly Adams shave. Chambliss is 0 for 4. Randolph, base hit, right field. Bostic throws it in. Chambliss is on the board with a hit. The Yankees have 2 on and 2 out for Nettles. And we're all glad, Lorenzo, no surgery. So Nettles is struck out twice, and he's 0 for 4. Frank Tanana, by the way, will get the loss. Catfish Hunter getting the wind. Pitch to Nettles is a ground ball base hit. Randolph will score. Chambliss will score. And it's 16-0 New York. Ooh, your wife had a stent this year. Your wife, I'm surprised your wife's old enough to be doing that. Here's Reggie. He's 1 for 4. 2 RBI, a walk, and a run scored. Fitzmaurice has been the best Angel pitcher. He's only given up 3 runs. Struck him out. So that should do it. Fitzmaurice gets the strikeout. Swinging on a 2-2. The Yankees put 2 more on the board on 3 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It is the Yankees 16, the Angels nothing. So Bostock, Baylor, and Rudy to face Hunter here in the 9th. Dodgers lead, by the way, is 5 games. Bostock 2 for 3. Ground ball up the middle. Dent on the grass. Throws it to Chambliss. And Bostock is out. 1 away. So Hunter trying to nail down the shutout. Here's Baylor. He's 0 for 3. In the left center, Rivers is there. And there's 2 out. No, I'm not yanking you with 2 outs in the shutout. Put a base runner on, and that will do it. So Joe Rudy is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Hunter trying to get the shutout. He does. He got him strike 3, and that will do it. So the Yankees will win this one 16-0. This might have been the biggest blowout I've ever had. Catfish Hunter, a player of the game, a 4-hitter. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Tanana, 1 inning, 8 hits, 6 runs all earned. And he goes to 12-9. Ken Brett gave up the grand slam to Roy White. And Fitzmaurice is just along there for the ride. So that'll do it for the game. I'm that button. Let's play the rest of the day in baseball, shall we? We start in Toronto, or Pittsburgh. The Blue Jays beat the Rangers 6-2. Jim Clancy goes to 9-11. Doc Meddick 7-7. Bump Wills 2 for 3 with a stolen base. Houston 4. Chicago 3, a day game again at the Astrodome. Lemon Jello goes to 12-6. Willie Hernandez takes the loss 3-2. Denny Walling, a stolen base, 1-for-1 with 2 walks. Cincinnati beats St. Louis 6-5 and 12. Tom Hume goes to 7-10. Mark Littell goes to 5-10. Dreesen 3-for-5, a homer and 4 RBI. No Dodger game, by the way. They must have rained out. Yeah, I love Lemon Jello too. The Mets beat the Giants in 10, 3-2. Dale Murray goes to 3-2. Gary Lavelle 8-8. Terry Whitfield 2-for-4 with 7 homers. Phillies beat the Padres 4-2. Larry Christensen goes to 13-8. Dennis Rasmussen goes to 8-5. Richie Hebner with his 11th of the year. The Cardinals, by the way, walked 10 batters. Pittsburgh steals 6 in their win over Atlanta 7-5. But you're telling me the big thing here, Grant Jackson 4-4 gets the win. Gene Garber takes the loss. But Dave Parker hits 3 homers. He now has 31 on the year. He drives in 4. He goes 3-for-5. Cleveland 2, Milwaukee 1 in the first of a doubleheader. David Clyde goes to 10-6. Bill Travers goes to 2-13. And Bo Diaz 2-for-3 with a double. Yankees fans rejoice because Cleveland sweeps the Brewers 7-1. Paul Russell goes to 3-1. Rodriguez goes to 6-2. And Buddy Bell 3-for-4 with 3 RBI and 2 triples. Kansas City beats Chicago 9-3. Larry Gura goes to 8-5, and Ross Baumgarten takes the loss. He goes to 0-2. George had a better night than Ken. He hits his 10th of the year and drives in 2. Minnesota beats Detroit 9-2. Dexon goes to 4-3. Jim Slayton goes to 8-11. Mike Cubbage his 9th of the year. Seattle 9, Boston 6. Enrique Romo goes to 6-6. Louis Tiant 9-11. And Craig Reynolds with his 4th of the year. He drives in 3. Baltimore shuts out Oakland 3-0. Scotty McGregor goes to 12-11. Pete Broberg takes the loss. Larry Harlow 1-for-5 with 2 stolen bases. Okay, you want a Biff Pogorogo update, huh? He didn't play. So standings. Philadelphia by 2.5 over Pittsburgh. Dodgers 4.5 over Cincinnati, but the Dodgers did not play. Baltimore and Milwaukee are even at 72 and 52. And Kansas City holds a 2-game lead over Texas, 4.5 over Minnesota, and 5 over California. Tomorrow's game is going to be the Twins and the Rangers. How about that for you? And so, someone really wants a... So how's Biff Prokoroba doing? He's not even active. .256 homers and 36 RBI. So there you go. So baseball tomorrow at noon, golf tomorrow night at 7. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Have yourself a good day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.